Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Asmogan and today I'm doing a number of things. I'm going to be playing Armored Core 6 some more and progressing the story, but that's not what this video is. This video you guys are about to watch is actually a reaction video to the Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon story trailer, which I never saw. Now, I know that sounds strange. Normally people find out about games like this or get into games because they saw the trailer, right? Or at the very least, they heard about it through the grapevine and are familiar with the franchise. Given that that's not my case, the assumption would have been, oh, I found out about Armored Core 6 through trailers. No, I found out about it through word of mouth. I'm a weird case. I found out about word of mouth and I saw the announcement trailer. That's what I saw. I have not seen the story trailer, which I didn't know existed. And a friend of mine actually DM'd me and said, dude, in your videos I've been watching of your Let's Play of it, it doesn't seem like you're making some comments that I don't think you'd be making if you saw the story trailer. So did you see the story trailer? And I said, oh, no, I haven't seen the story trailer. I didn't think his story trailer would be that important. He went, oh, dude, even if you don't really get anything out of it, you need to see it. So he linked it to me, and today that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna check out the Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon story trailer. Let's get into it. All right. It's interesting watching a story trailer after I have over 40 hours in this game. To be fair, I'm only through chapter 1, so let's go. Rated T14 from Software and Bandai Namco Entertainment presents.
You again. You know, I'm not exactly craving company here.
Now entering combat zone.
Alright, there's the ACs.
So, what happened to 617 and the others?
617. Oh, hold on. Are we gonna learn about prior ACs to 621? That's the AC we play. Oh, fuck, that one got.
At least you're helping me clear my inventory.
Seventeen, 620. 619 was the one that just died.
This one is functional, but don't expect much more.
I'm not here to talk. Wake it up.
Is that one of their bodies? Fuck, guys. Oh my god. I'm sorry, it's just so cool, but you can really feel like the grimdark energy they're bringing to this. Both is okay. Arms gone. Holy fuck, dude! Chad move, ran right into it, stopped it, and then you with his remaining gun blew its head off. Oh, I hate those turrets. I haven't counted those in the game. Oh, he self-destructed. What the fuck, man? That was cool, though. You could really tell the animators went all out. That was awesome. Sound design was great, too. That was fantastic. Ah. Feel that in my lube.
Reporting to Handler Walter. Mission complete.
Rest in peace, brother.
621. I'll give you a reason to exist.
Hold up! Oh, Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. That's a reveal. To me, that's a reveal. I thought we were a remote pilot. I don't know, I was talking to one of my friends while I was playing it. Kaiju, a buddy of mine. Kaiju Blood God is like his full nickname online. But Kaiju and I were. He's an old school Armored Core fan. He knows the franchise, and he told me that when it comes to the Armored Cores, they're kind of similar to like Warframes from Warframe. It's a remote pilot. I did not really, like, we're fused into the machine. The machine is us. I did not fucking realize that. I thought we were either a remote pilot that's just, you know, our brain is synced to it, but, you know, we're still a separate person. I did not realize we were the mech. God damn. Okay, this was an awesome trailer, but I think I'm going to miss some stuff. So, I'll go through it here. So, it starts out with the light flash, and then burst of us on scene. Alright, so it does a zoom in on the mech's head. This, now knowing this is our starter mech 621. That says, it's hard for me to tell, but I think that says C4 architecture. There's a light sheen there. I think it's N621-49. Alright, then we get a cut straight to the action with ACs. A whole squad of hounds heading right into combat. Also, really, you know, strong credit to like the subtle storytelling here. Like they're just called the Hounds, but it's not like an endearing like squad name. It's like, oh, this is Hound Squad or some stuff. No, in ACs are in Armored Core ACs and their pilots, the mercs, are very expendable, extremely so, and they're not really seen as human. If I recall correctly, somewhere in this trailer as we were going through, Walter came in. He referred to Wake It Up. So, you know, where we, the pilots, as ACs, we're not considered human. And considering throughout this whole trailer, especially as it's revealed by the end, it's revealed by the end of the trailer that we, 621, are the body being operated on throughout the trailer. And by the looks of it, our brain has been suffused with the AC itself. My guess is, based on my limited knowledge of the storylines in previous games and the general themes of the... I've done my research on Armored Core 1, and with Armored Core 1, I know part of the story is if you get into too much debt, your body is donated by the companies you owe debt to a kind of a cybernetics program. It enhances you as a human being, makes you more deadly, makes your reflexes more refined, makes you a more capable pilot. But it looks like they've taken that exact same idea, but instead of just cybernetically enhancing the pilot as a pilot, but still having their body, it seems that they've just done a full mind transfer into the ACs, which I don't know if that's an evolution over the course of time in the same universe, or if that's a rewrite. So as we go through, let's keep it going. So yeah. Oh, pause it at an awkward time. Hold on. So yeah, if we go back a few frames here, so we get all three of our frames. So this is 617, this is 619, this is 620. That's the makeup of the crew that we can visually see. And earlier, I think we saw another unit already get hit. That or we're about to see 619 get hit. So that does beg the question, if it's 617, 619, and 620, where's... Actually, let me double check those numbers when it goes through. But where am I? I'm wondering where 618 is. Maybe they died earlier in this very same mission. I will say that there's a contradicting statement that doesn't fit with something that's in the story trailer. So they land down. So it looks like the loadout for our mech here. Not sure I recognize the shoulder arms. I think that it's a shield shoulder arm, as we're about to see. I see that, and it does look like he's got the energy blade on the side. And then a cannon. That might be a songbird. I really can't tell with this angle, especially with that light kind of obscuring some of the outer details. It might be a songbird. Again, I'm not going to spoil too much about like the actual game, but that's one of the shoulder arms. And obviously a Gatling gun. That's not a spoiler at all. It's pretty obvious just visually and instantaneously. So it loads through, zooms in, and it flashes back to us. And I do like the tonal shifts between like the high-end octane action and the slower paced ease into this very grim scene of a body of a person being operated on, and like just countless numbers of tubes, and as we saw earlier, like with the little tingles in the fucking ear. Ugh. The thing is, the tone and the visuals are able to unify the high octane action scenes and these slower paced, ease in scenes, because the music helps unify it with this really dark tone, but also like the gray and grim, almost black and white, desaturated visual of the scene. It's able to unify two, by all accounts, startlingly opposite tonal scenes. Again, action versus calm ease in. And it unifies them with the visual, the monochrome, and the music, both of which keep this overarching air of hopelessness and dread. I gotta compliment that. That's very grimdark, and Armored Core is a sci-fi, basically post-apocalyptic universe. It's a very grim future. Yeah, we saw that AC get just absolutely decimated, almost incinerated by the looks of it. So yeah, clear the inventory comment and the doctor kind of talking about that. I'm thinking that when it comes to how ACs at least work in this latest entry with Armored Core 6, is my best guess is the pilots are people who are probably mercs who tried to work for a corporation, and in the case of ours and all of our former compatriots, 617, 619, 620, either we're all no, it's clearly got to be separate individuals, not like one person could pilot all of those simultaneously. So it's like each of those are probably former independent mercs that just got into so much debt that the corporations now sold they probably had us operated on, made our bodies super cybernetic, and then sold the bodies with, I think, just an operating consciousness to... This is all like pure speculation and using my imagination. It's just trying to draw context out of this. But my best guess is our bodies were sold to a kind of grimdark version of this Armored Core version of like a Ripper Doc, maybe. And the bodies are sold to handlers, like Handler Walter. And those bodies are then have their consciousness by the doc transferred into an AC, and that AC is then, owned by the handler. In this case, Walter. Although that's kind of a bit gray. I'm not sure if Walter is buying us, like it's kind of a more fucked up version of a slave trade, or if he's buying our freedom and buying the process to put us in a mech, but after that, he doesn't necessarily legally own us. I'm not entirely clear on how that works. But yeah, essentially in this world, if you get over in too much debt with the corpos, they have your body operated on, turns you into basically a USB drive with a program to be plugged into these bots to operate on as AI is the wrong term. You are now a biological operating system that is transferred into the ACs, which is fucking cool as shit and metal as hell and dark as hell. But yeah, that's actually kind of an interesting spin off of the old setup in Armored Core 1, where if you get into too much debt, your body is sold off and you into a cybernetics program, and then you come back and you just pilot your mech better. And if you get into that debt again, it just happens again. So over time, the pity system in Armored Core 1 eventually makes it so the game just super easy. So again, that's fascinating how that idea is either evolved or how it is been rewritten. I'm not sure timeline-wise where Armored Core 1 is and where Armored Core 6 is. If they're meant to be taking place around the same time or similar time frame, then perhaps it's a rewrite of how the whole cybernetics debt program works and into a much more, again, kind of like grimdark slave trade for AC pilots, for handlers. I'm not sure, but that's all my speculation based off of very little details, so keep in mind, that's just a cool idea I have, but I'm not certain of it. Alright, so the pilots come in, zoom in. We see 619 has been killed. 617 drops the shield. Shield gets overwhelmed. Arm gets blown off. I'm actually impressed how well I timed my commentary of that. Yeah, in that earlier review, this is where I was super curious about checking something. I was wondering if anywhere it might, like right there on the side, Squad Alpha, and it has listed the currently living members of the squad. It doesn't list, it does list off 619 in the squad, but you'll notice there's no 618 or otherwise in the squad. So it's 17620, and we wake up at 621. And then 619 is also there. So I'm wondering, what's the deal with 618? Was there a 618? If there was that the one killed by a individual you meet in Chapter 1 of AC6? I'm wondering if that's the case, or if there's just a inconsistency between the two, between this story trailer and the story in the game. Because I am a bit confused on that front. But again, that's based on meta knowledge of actually starting to play the game, so your mileage may vary with that. And again, I might be just misunderstanding or misquoting something here. So yeah, we go in. They keep progressing towards the mission objective. Now that's a turret, and that's a more advanced not an MT. I think it is an AC. Yeah, for those who don't know, like the base mech enemy in the game is MTs, and that's like muscle tracers. They're like a more primitive version of ACs. Again, I'm not sure if AC6's lore varies on them or not, but oh yeah, that was... You got to give credit to the animators in this trailer. They did their job well. Oh, they did it so well. Yeah, we go frame by frame here. So they handle the sliding mobility of these rockets and everything, make this camera shake, really feel the impact of things like this. Sometimes I find that people make energy weapons too powerful, in the sense where it's just like things instantly melt off and there's no like impact. Sometimes I see that in some sci-fi, and I find it very disappointing when that's the case. But in here, no, this energy weapon still has an impact. There is like the whole mech gets whipped by the shot to the point where the mech almost spins. The limb goes flying off, and it keeps moving. It charges up its next attack in a matter of... Come on, I'm moving frame by frame, so this is a matter of seconds. Maybe a second, maybe two. Fires the next shot, and this one completely removes the other arm. And then it even quicker loads its next shot, or it was able to rapid fire them, and maybe it overloaded its battery. That's why I didn't use it on 617. But it blasts right through the torso, completely incinerating the frame effectively. And this is a really cool shot right here. Like, we almost get like a first-person point of view, or like a gun cam view of the advanced mech here. The tank mech here, sorry. Trying to unload its Gatling at 617. 617 is able to masterfully dodge the shots, even though being downed an arm. Speeds on up, and we get to the coolest part of the trailer, hands down. Yeah, hands down, this is the coolest part. So 617 bravely and boldly slams into the tank, and they do a real good job of like fading us into the impact, and have like the camera kind of go, like the camera was following 617, and then when 617 came to a sudden stop, the camera, because it didn't make impact, kept going a little bit, but then tried to recenter onto our target. And we get a good like close up on the treads of the tanks. It's rumbling past, pure traction, pure strength. By all accounts, its grandiose size and power tells us this thing can't be stopped. It is pure mechanized might. But then we zoom, the camera pans. Actually, that's what's unclear. It's not sure if the camera's static at this point, and what happens here is the AC is the one that stops it. Now, I'm one to say that I believe, based on the ground movements and the treads, that at this point the camera is panning and moving with the AC, because the tank is successfully moving 617. But it's at this point that the camera becomes static, right here, with this burst of flame from its jets and its boosters going full force. 617, again, this is just bold and badass as hell. And knowing that that's not a pilot that's playing a video, like essentially playing a drone from a far distance, that's a person. That mech, by all accounts, is a person. It's not it's not a extension of a person. It is a person inside that mech, a soul fueling the machine. And so 617 bravely boosts the hell out of its jets and brings the tank to a stop. And to kind of keep on with like the jarring aspect of the fight, as it's boosting and more or less lifting this tank mech off the ground. Yeah, this is just so cool. So even going frame by frame, I'm not catching many flaws, if any, with what's going on. Like the rendering, and this is just fucking fantastic. And with let's see. Yeah, right. Like, this happens in a matter of like 3 frames in the 60 frames per second video. To keep like the audience member or the audience like realizing just how visceral, quick, and mechanical the movements are. 617 goes from the Gatling gun on their arm being on the side to a matter of, let's count the frames when it starts the movement. And 1, 2, yeah, 1, 2, 3 frames. It may, with a mechanical force and whiplash, the AC is able to get the Gatling gun right underneath the fucking head of the tank mech and unload. And begin unloading anyway, after 3 frames. That is a mechanical, sharp movement, and that is very inhuman, and it feels so visceral. So on top of this whole moment already being like a fucking crazy badass moment where he stops a tank despite being a fraction the size of it, but then also, while doing that, whips that Gatling underneath its fucking head and unloads. It is a brilliant shot. Yeah, that is so visceral. And in this moment, you, especially now going back, knowing at the end that it's revealed that these are human beings suffused with mechs, that like that movement right there, that's a very human movement. It's human aggression. Though there's no facial expression, though there's no traditional human traits we can associate with, some of the movement feels human. And in that moment, with that aggressive push and the lunge forward, that feels like in an anime, in that kind of moment, it'd be like the pilot going, yeah, ah! You know, like that kind of shit. And like, but it does it all with no dialogue. It's just purely body language. And again, it does it so well. Yeah, there's a flash. Great. I love the heated metal look. They really did their job, man. Visual team, they fucking did their job on this one. That's cool. The exhaust, the fumes. I cannot imagine how long this took to render. Sacrifices himself, overloads his core, brings down the turret, mission accomplished. Yeah. It's fucking Frankenstein shop of horrors. Actually, what's kind of fucked up is, well, the whole thing's fucked up, obviously, but even within the tone of it itself, the battlefield looks more desirable. And I know that's kind of that is the intention with the framing here. But the battlefield, though it's grim, it's brutal, it's visceral, it looks more appealing and more engaging and more desirable to be in than the lab scenes. Yeah, because these lab scenes, like, even apart from, like, specifically stuff like this, ugh. You know, like, that's a good framing right there. Let's go back a little bit. Yeah, that shit right there. This looks far more daunting and horrifying than the fucking battlefield. Like, this is less horrifying. And that gives a huge... Yeah. Important to handle Walter, mission accomplished. And it's not much of an accomplishment given he lost his whole squad. And then from here it's revealed that this person that's been shown being operated on and in this horrific scene is us, 621. Let's get to work. Yeah, this is... the subtle storytelling is amazing. And like the speculation I offered earlier is just one of many possible interpretations of everything that goes on here. And that's from FromSoft's MO whenever they do storytelling, is they never do the linear, like, this is what's going on, here's like 3 hours of character dialogue explaining it, or... No, you have to really go out of your way to pick up every detail. That being said, in AC6, playing the game, there is actually quite a bit of story that is very front and center. More so than most of their games, but even then, again, like, there's subtle storytelling at every turn, and it's beautiful. This is a great trailer. This is a great fucking trailer. I'm sad I didn't see it before the game, because now that I've played the first chapter and stuff like that, like, I think it benefits to rewatch this after you have played it, and maybe I'll rewatch it again after not up for a reaction, obviously. There's only one reaction you can do, but, like, for my own sake, I'll rewatch it after I played the whole game, and maybe there will be elements that I didn't pick up this first run through that will be kind of revealed over the course of the game. But man, this was fantastic. If you did see this before, if y'all saw this before the game came out and you didn't buy it, what's wrong with you? Seriously, what is wrong with you? Anyway, I fucking loved it. It'll be linked in the description, as with all videos I ever react to, which I don't do too many reactions, not anymore. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought. Any speculations you might have for elements of it, either having played it or having not. Just, let me know, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye.